Hello, Andrew here from the Institute of Positive Education with another one of our daily mindfulness practices. This session is designed for younger students to be done by themselves or with a parent or guardian. So this week we've been putting our attention on our thoughts. We've been putting our attention with some curiosity onto our thoughts. And today is going to be about being curious about feelings. We have things called emotions, happy, sad, upset, disappointed, all kinds of different emotions that we have. And we also call those feelings. And when we have feelings, they sometimes happen in our body. Different sensations happen in our body. That's possibly why they're called feelings. And this mindfulness practice is about being curious about the emotions or feelings that we have going on in our body. It's about exploring, about being curious, to help us maybe understand a little bit more about what we're feeling and how that's connected to feeling good or not feeling so good. And to give you an example, sometimes when you're a little bit nervous, maybe something is coming up that you're not sure about, you're a bit nervous, and so you have a sensation in your tummy. It feels a bit funny, a bit tingly. That's a feeling, and that's a sensation that we're going to be a little bit curious about, if that's how you're feeling at the moment. Or sometimes maybe if you're excited about something coming up, you have lots of energy, and maybe there's sort of a tingle in your hands or your arms, and you've got lots of energy. And so that's what I mean by having feelings in your body that are the emotions that are going on. And there's lots of different names for them, and maybe you know some of those names of those feelings. But we're going to be exploring what the feelings are in your body, the sensations going on. So we can just be a little bit curious about how we feel, so perhaps we can understand ourselves a little bit more, and maybe just be able to be a little bit happy, a little bit sad, and that be okay. And we can be okay. We can be okay with that. So, invite you to take a comfortable position, maybe sat on the chair or laying on the floor. This time what I'm going to invite you to do is to place your hand on your chest, kind of where your heart is, and then your other hand, so it doesn't matter which way around you do it, onto your belly. Okay, so one hand on your chest, one hand on your belly, and then just closing your eyes or lowering your gaze. And bring that spotlight of attention into the movement of your hands up and down as you breathe. And what I'm going to ask you to do is, with that spotlight of attention, is to maybe do a bit of a scan of your body. And it's not about what you're thinking, it's about what you're feeling. Have you got any sensations in your body? Could be anywhere. Have a quick scan. What do you notice about what you're feeling at the moment? You can have all kinds of different feelings going on at different times. And if you were to do a quick scan with the spotlight of your attention, go up and down your body, see if you can find a spot where you might be feeling something. Could be in your tummy, could be in your chest, could be in your head, could be anywhere. See if you can find something. Now, we're not too worried about what it's called, but I'm just wondering, can you be curious about what you're feeling right now? The sensation there, can you be a bit curious about it and describe it? Maybe be curious about what colour that feeling is. Could you pick a colour? What about how hot or cold that sensation is, that feeling? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it somewhere in between? And how big is it? How big is the feeling? And then on the surface of that feeling, is it smooth or is it rough? Again, we're just being a bit curious as we're being mindful of our feelings. Then I've got a couple more questions as you're being curious about your feelings. Is it sharp or is it round? And then finally, is it really hard like a rock? Or is it really soft like a cloud? Or is it somewhere in between? What's that feeling like? Can you be a bit curious? Can you explore? Can you be interested? It's okay if you get a little bit distracted, maybe start thinking or notice some sounds around you. But we've been practicing mindfulness for a little while, and you know it's okay, you're going to be distracted, and just to come back to what you're focusing on now, where that spotlight of attention is. Practicing curiosity. Okay, now just inviting you to bring that spotlight of attention back to the hands you have on your chest and on your belly. Noticing how they move, maybe the temperature of your hands. And then taking one last calming breath before you open your eyes, bringing your attention back into the room. Welcome back. So when we're being mindful, taking a few moments to be curious about how we feel. We always have feelings, we always have things called emotions, and we don't always pay attention to them. But by just stopping and noticing, maybe we can understand a little bit more about how we're feeling. Maybe we're able to tell somebody about how we're feeling and what we're feeling when we stop and be curious. And maybe it's a little bit easier to feel those feelings rather than being upset or unhappy, but we can just be okay with whatever we're feeling, and that we're able to cope with that much better. Thanks for joining me. If you have any comments, suggestions or feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Please do connect as well if you have any ideas for other topics we could cover in videos like this. And I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.